Hey, everybody, real quick, if you need a recap of Cobra Kai Season 1, 2, 3, or 4, I've got you covered. I'm going to put the Season 4 recap in the tab in the upper right-hand corner, but if you need the other seasons, just search on the page. I have all of them. Season 4 picks up in Mexico. Miguel gets there. He's wide-eyed. He's excited. He's looking for his father, Hector Salazar. But he's also lost. He's never been to Mexico before. He's got an address of where Hector might be, but that's it. He's approached by a couple of Good Samaritan surfers who want to help him out. They circle on the map exactly where he needs to go, and then they give it to him, but they want money for the map. And that makes sense to Miguel. But it turns out while they were distracting him with the map fiasco, they stole his bag. And they take all but $5 from Miguel and give him a welcome to Mexico. Miguel then walks to that address, and it's of a bar. He walks inside, he's looking around, and there's a card game going on in the back. Miguel goes to approach the guy who's clearly running the game, but he's stopped by security who tells him, hey, this section's closed. The boss is busy. The guy who is in charge, however, says, no, let him through. He doesn't recognize Miguel, which makes sense. Miguel's not from around there. And Miguel starts mentioning his name, his full name. Then he mentions that his mother is Carmen Diaz, but none of this makes any sense to the guy. He starts joking around about Miguel's mom sounding hot, which, she is, so he was right on that front. But it doesn't take long for Miguel to just annoy this guy. And finally, he has to tell Miguel, look, man, I've never heard of your mother. I'm not the guy you're looking for. Now, if you don't get out of here, all of these guys are going to beat you up. So, leave. And Miguel was able to take out one of those guys who tried to put his hands on Miguel, but he doesn't want to get an entire bar fight. So, reluctantly, he walks out of the bar without any answers. He doesn't really have any more leads. But the good thing is his cell phone is suddenly working. He's got service. So he decides to call Sam. Sam is replaying the All Valley back, trying to figure out where she screwed up, trying to fix her moves. But she's shocked to hear from Miguel because no one's heard from him since he left the All Valley. Sam's pretty pissed off. She explains to Miguel, your mom is really worried. I mean, you left without telling anybody. And Miguel tries to explain that he really couldn't tell anybody because everybody would convince him not to go. She says, yeah, because it's extremely dangerous. She then says, are you not even going to ask what happened at the tournament? I mean, you knew what it meant for me to face Tori. And Miguel is so turned off by the fact that somehow Samantha is making this about her. They start getting in a fight about being in each other's corners. And when Miguel says there are just more important things than karate, Sam ends up hanging up on him. As he's standing in the road, though, he gets a stroke of luck because he overhears a conversation between two guys. And one of them yells, Hector, what are you doing? That's Rogelio's job. And when Miguel turns around, there's a pretty good-looking guy standing there. And he's definitely not this monster that his mom made him out to be. In fact, he explains to the guy, I'm doing this job because he just had a baby. He's really tired. I wanted to give him a break. So Miguel starts following this guy. He sees that he's got a wife, and he also sees that he has a little son named Luis, who's probably about 5. But as Miguel is tailing them, Luis's soccer ball goes in the road, and Luis goes after it, and he's almost hit by a car. But he's saved by Miguel. That's when Miguel gets his first introduction to his dad. It is Hector Salazar. Miguel, though, doesn't come right out and say, you're my dad. He just plays it off like, I'm Miguel, I'm from America. He doesn't want to drop that bombshell on him just yet. They invite Miguel to dinner, and at first he says, no, I can't. But Hector says, no, you have to. We owe you. And Hector does think something's up because he tells Miguel, I feel like we've met before. But Miguel tells him, no, we haven't. And Hector just shrugs it off and says, well, you know what? Maybe you're a stranger, but tonight, you're family. And the four head off to go have dinner together. But Miguel is not the only person in Mexico. From the show, I mean, there's a lot of people in Mexico, but Johnny and Robby have tailed Miguel down there. Although, Johnny's the only one who knows that. Robby's in the dark. Robby thinks that him and his dad are just going on a father-son bonding trip. And when Robby eventually gets out of Johnny that they're there for Miguel, he gets pretty pissed off. But Johnny explains he wants to fix their relationship, but when he heard Miguel was in trouble, he had to do something. He also couldn't just leave Robby at home, so he had to get him to come with. Robby then asks his dad, all right, what's the plan? And Johnny's plan sucks. He knows where Miguel's going to get off the bus. He knows Miguel's looking for Hector Salazar. If that doesn't work, he's going to check the Mexican phone book. Hearing this amazing plan has Robby tell Johnny, coming with you is a mistake. And as Johnny's apologizing and explaining how he thought this trip would help not only mend their relationship, but mend Robby and Miguel's relationship, he takes his eyes off the road and he ends up veering off into a ditch. Johnny gets out, starts trying to fix the car, and he finishes his apology. He tells Robby, I know I haven't been there for you, but I also have failed Miguel too. Hell, I'm the reason he ran off in the first place. I'm out here trying to fix my mistakes so I don't have to live with regret. They're eventually able to put a donut on the car, get to the location of the bus stop, and Johnny starts giving Robby some money for a bus ticket to get his way back home. He then apologizes one more time for dragging Robby into this and then takes off to the beach because the guy who sells bus tickets thought he saw Miguel talking to a bunch of surfers. He approaches the guys, and the guys own up to having seen Miguel and they even take out a map and circle on it where they sent Miguel to. But when they try to steal Johnny's wallet, that's when they realize they're dealing with an All-Valley champion. Johnny doesn't want to fight him, just like Miguel. But he has a different kind of disposition. He tells the guy, if you don't tell me where Miguel went, I'm going to shove that surfboard so far up your ass that your friends can use it to surf. But right before they kick this fight off, Johnny's almost blindsided, and that's when he's saved by Robby. Because Robby's not getting on that bus. The father-son combo take out all four of these surfer douchebags, and then they have to share a drink on the beach. Johnny tells Robby this trip was a mistake from Jump Street. And Robby says, no, it wasn't. I mean, we got some good stories out of it. And we have a lead. He pulls out the map from the surfer guy, and he says, hey, X marks the spot. So Robby and Johnny are to continue to look for Miguel. But back at home, Daniel is a man of his word. He shuts the dojo down to the dismay of all of his students, but he does have a plan. He moves Chosen into the house, which doesn't really sit well with Amanda. Chosen has a tendency to walk around in the nude a little bit, letting that thang slang around. But Daniel couldn't let his friends stay at a hotel. He brought him over, though, because he needs help. Terry Silver is taking over the Valley. Ever since the All Valley, he's created commercials where he looks like a great guy who's opening up this epic franchise. Their signature location is going to be where Terry and Kreese jump Johnny. And when it comes time for the grand opening, Daniel and Chosen head over there and just watch from afar. It is packed. There are kids all over the place. And Daniel is worried that these kids are getting involved with somebody who is a charlatan. But as Daniel's watching all the kids, Chosen is watching Terry. Because Terry is showing off some karate that Chosen recognizes. It's from a guy named Kim Sun-young. And that's the name that Terry Silver gave Mr. Miyagi when he showed up at the dojo years ago to recruit Daniel. Daniel just figured it was a fake name, but Chosen says, oh no, this guy isn't fake at all. When they go back to the dojo at Daniel's house, Chosen shows him what he means. He explains that his family knew Kim Sun-young, and Chosen's family didn't exactly get along with him because his methods were aggressive. He didn't really fight with honor. Kim ended up teaching American soldiers, which is probably how Terry found it. But in order to take down Terry Silver, they need to infiltrate Cobra Kai. And the way they're going to do that is the next day, Chosen shows up at the dojo, applies for a job, and he's going to be one of the new senseis. Thank you so much for checking out this recap. Please consider subscribing to the channel and subscribing to my Patreon. Hit thumbs up if you liked it. Smash that thumbs down button if you thought it sucked. If you left a comment, I don't get back to you. I usually don't check the comments unless they're like a super comment. Also, if you don't see the next video up on the end screen, not to worry, it'll be up in a day or two.